Welcome one and all to Fallout TV. Today I'm going to go a bit deeper into the Fallout Season 2 teaser trailer. Obviously I did the video the other day about the trailer itself. It was more like a quick breakdown and reaction type video, but this one I'm actually going to go into it a bit deeper with some of the stuff that I've noticed after I've repeatedly watched it all week just to put this video together.
I'm looking for someone. Common story, right?
So, like I said the other day, we've got this gorgeous shot of Lucy and the Ghoul taking a stroll through the Mojave.
Here. Someone you care about or someone you hate?
Oh, what a great question.
This bit I did cover in the previous video I did, as I said at the start. I think this must be some sort of NCR camp. Or actually, looking at that, if my cursor's not on the screen. There we go, cursor's on the screen. I said this could be some sort of NCR camp. I'm now considering whether this is some sort of power armor arm. So it might not be what I first thought it was with an NCR camp. I think it could now be some sort of Brotherhood of Steel setup, or it is an NCR camp and they found some old Brotherhood of Steel armor somewhere and they've taken it.
What say you, Miss McClane?
Again, that bit, you look for someone you love. There's no sort of reaction from Lucy that we see of just yet, but the look on her face kind of tells me that she's a bit unsure. But obviously, as we know from Series 1, she's after answers as to why Hank nuked Shady Sands. Obviously, Cooper wants to know where his family is, and he probably wants to kill him. So again, we've got another scene in the trailer where they're somewhere in the Mojave. Obviously, we get to the bit in a minute where it's like 50 miles from New Vegas, or Las Vegas, should I say.
Why would my dad go
So there you go. That's what we had from the first teaser trailer that we had a couple of months ago.
to Las Vegas?
And then obviously, again, from that teaser trailer, it's kind of just Lucy asked what her dad wants from Vegas, but Cooper doesn't actually answer the question. He just walks off. And then you get the voiceover in a minute that's like, oh, well, you know, we're going back to where it all started.
You want to know why the world ended? It started here with one man.
So again, we've got this beautiful landscape shot of Vegas itself. And obviously looking at this, it's different to the first teaser trailer that we saw because this canyon wasn't here for the first time. This one was, but this wasn't. It was all flat land. And I'll put a picture up on the screen of what they used to look like before. But you've got this gorgeous shot of Vegas itself. Obviously, the strip is over here. And there's the Lucky 38.
It's all over.
And then it comes in again to more modern day. We'll go with modern day. You've got Tops Casino, Gomorrah. This one that says live music. I don't know whereabouts that would be. And you've got here, you can see the Lucky 38 logo there. There's the whole casino there. That looks like some sort of stadium, or it is still inside the casino.
Cooper Howard?
Again, another good shot of the Lucky 38 just here. And to be honest, they've done a really good job with how they've put all this together. It looks absolutely amazing.
Star of the silver screen?
So this bit, we've got Lucy waking up in a bed somewhere. We don't know where it is. I said in my other one, I think it could be the Lucky 38 hotel part of things. We've got giddy up buttercups and sugar bombs, radio, lamp, table. This, I'm possibly thinking, could be inside the tops, but again, it might not be inside the tops.
Yourself, I am the very best. But what?
This scene here, we've got Victor. Obviously, so that would then point to House maybe still being alive somewhere. Obviously, well, we'll say somewhere. He's going to be inside the Lucky 38. So, but Cooper here in the background probably doesn't know. Not entirely sure. I thought at first this was obviously inside the Lucky 38. I don't think it is now. I think this is somewhere else. Not 100% sure where. We got the New California Republic flag just here, and then Victor turning around because he knows Cooper's in there. I'm gonna guess at some point, because they're gonna add into probably the New Vegas law or all of Fallout law, that these two have come across each other before, and there's going to be some sort of interaction with them where Victor's like, "Oh, you're back."
I do.
But
Again, got the casinos in the background, Tops, Gamora, and we've got the screen from New Vegas inside the Lucky 38 that we see the big head of House on.
And what I do is I know.
And obviously we've got House himself from the flashback scene.
Everything.
So this bit obviously is more than likely the Pridwin that we saw from Fallout 4 and in the first series.
I know there's a
Got
war
the vertibird coming down from it.
coming.
If I can just scroll that back just a tiny, tiny little bit. All right, there we go. Good shot there. So that's obviously the Pridwin. And this, as you can see here, Area 51. So they're over somewhere in Nevada at this point, Brotherhood of Steel. Obviously, the Area 51 is supposed to be some mythical place that doesn't exist, but everybody knows it does.
The bombs will only be the beginning.
So this scene here, we've got Lucy, looks like she's been captured by the Legion. So this has obviously led to a lot of speculation about the Legion being the canon ending to Fallout New Vegas. I'm still sort of on the fence as to who's won the battle of Hoover Dam. Got there in the end. Naturally, moving forward. So this bit is probably been the major talking point as to who this is. So obviously, if you look at his armor here, this is the same armor that Leggett Lanius wears, but there's no helmet and there's no mask. So my thinking is probably one of three things. So yeah, I'm split between three different things here, and there's a picture that I've seen circulating online as well, which I'll come to in a second. The two scenes that we've just seen are separate. One's a flashback, one's current day. This one will be the flashback scene, and the one before with Lucy is current day Fallout. Second of all, it's all current, everything. There's no flashback scenes involved, but Caesar's dead because obviously Corey 6 is tasked with trying to remove his brain tumor. Probably failed, and this is actually Leggett Lanius, and he's the new leader of Caesar's Legion. The third thing is, I'm struggling with this one a little bit, is that this is Caesar, but at this point he would be 70 because it's set 15 years after the events of New Vegas in the TV show. So that would mean that this being Caesar seems impossible, because obviously looking at the back of his head, the armor and things, it looks too young to be someone even after the successful move of a brain tumor. Now, going back to the whole flashback scene point with this, I made a previous video about the predictions I have for season 2, and I said in that video that Macaulay Culkin could play young Caesar in a flashback scene. Character from within the game, like Boone. That's a big one that everyone thinks that's going to happen. He's going to play Boone, or he could even play a younger version of Caesar himself. Why not? Now, the picture I'm going to put up on screen now is one that's been circulating online, that this is actually Macaulay Culkin based on his ears, basically, is what the picture's showing. It's based on his ears. Whether or not that it is, and it could just be someone completely different, but I'm kind of inclined to say that this is a flashback scene. This is Macaulay Culkin as a young Caesar leading up to the events of New Vegas. But that's just my opinion. Could be wrong. Could be completely wrong. Obviously here we've got, I think, the dinosaur at the clearly at Novak at this point. But then I was thinking again, I don't recall this part being here for Novak with the dinosaur facing the way it is, because I'm pretty sure in game there's just a road. It's just that is at the edge. Dinky dinosaur. Don't know why I'm pointing in real life. You can't see. Dinky Dinosaur is literally at the edge of a road. So unless there's a gap between the two, I'm probably missing something. I need to jump back into New Vegas and find out. But
My concern is that you would do just about anything to save your family.
obviously this scene as well, we've got the vertibird up here. Cooper looking a bit unnerved, shall we say, as to what's going on. Whether it's because the vertibird's flying over or because his face is plastered everywhere. As we know from season 1, Cooper Howard was the face of Vault-Tec, and then obviously the thumbs up and everything with Vault Boy has stemmed from this. So it's hard to see what he's looking concerned about, whether it's because he knows the war is imminent or they've already started the war, and that's why the vertibird's up in the air. It could be, again, it could even be a dream sequence. Like, we'll just have to wait and find out. But obviously we know Cooper was in the army before making that transition into being an actor.
I think you are actually quite a violent man. You just
Obviously, that little scene there, we had Cooper inside the Lucky 38 riding on blatantly a nuclear bomb. So instead of a bucking Bronco, it's a ride the nuke situation.
don't want to kill me yet.
That bit, so again, pulls around to what is the canon ending in New Vegas. So if the courier didn't go into the Lucky 38 and kill Mr. House himself, that would say that Mr. House is still alive. And possibly, maybe we could see in the series, Cooper is the one that kills him. Obviously, going back to the bit with Victor, Victor's still online. The other Securitrons are more than likely still online. Yeah, Cooper's going to be the one that kills Mr. House, and I think that could happen in this series. Obviously, we know it comes out in December. It's going to be weekly releases. A little bit sad, but at the same time, it's going to benefit me and other creators within the space to be like, right, episode 1 breakdown, episode 2 breakdown, like so on from there. This, I'm not entirely sure where this is, but I think this is either a raider or a ghoul. It's a bit quick. So if I could maybe skip that back just a little bit. Go half speed so we can just sort of see what happens here. So that looks like I might have to drop it down a bit more. So that there is this claw marks from the armor that Maximus had from season 1. And they're in some facility somewhere, no idea where. So again, keep missing it. Possibly a ghoul, the way that it runs at whoever this is in the power armor. It might be Maximus. I don't know. I think this is a ghoul that's running him. Fresh from his sneaking around Deathclaw Valley. He's obviously going to come from Sloan somewhere. We've got this cut on his face here. So obviously that's still fresh, but some of the blisters and things on his head from the end of season 1 look like they've calmed down a little bit. So he's obviously found somewhere. Which I think this is some sort of Vault-Tec facility. I think this is... I wanted to say it was Vault 21, but I might be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm not sure where this is. But again, it could be Vault 21. So there's a lot of people online saying that this is Maxon from Fallout 4, but I struggle to believe that it is, purely based on the fact that this is actually from the shape of his, well, I say the shape of his head, from like the facial features and stuff on this. We know that Camille Nanjiani is going to be in the series, so I believe that this is him, and he is probably at the rank of Elder or Sentinel or somewhere along those lines, and he's gone out with Maximus on this big adventure somewhere in Nevada. I think this might still be around where they are in Nevada, but again, not sure. But I don't think this is Maxon. It just can't be, like, purely because Maxon in Fallout 4 is a white person. Camille Nanjiani is Pakistani. So this scene, that looks like a crashed vertibird there. There's a lot of trees around. And then if we skip to the next bit, I thought at first it was ash, but now I'm starting to think that it's snow. Obviously, Cooper in the power armor and the snow, I'm thinking that this particular scene is the Battle of Anchorage. I think because obviously Cooper's army history and his background, and he's in the power armor, that he was involved in the Battle of Anchorage. So he's seen it all. He knows everything that's gone on here. And obviously in Fallout 3, we've got the DLC, which is the Anchorage DLC, which is obviously the simulation for replaying that battle. And obviously this, because it's been a pre-war flashback. Yeah, I think this is something to do with the Battle of Anchorage. Now this bit, again, I might have to slow this next bit down to make it a bit easier to see. And go to half speed again. Someone grabs a grenade. I think that might have been Cooper that grabbed a grenade. Yeah, it's Cooper that grabs a grenade. Now, I'm thinking on what he, like, you can see it better here, on what they're wearing here, and because obviously the next bit is Novak, is, and well, you can see it here as well, what they're wearing. Better here. This is the Khans. So obviously, if you side with the NCR in New Vegas, you try to persuade the Khans to be on your side. So I'm thinking that it rules out an NCR victory altogether, and everyone else just sort of took over Vegas from there. And with this being at Novak, and in the set leaks, I believe it's at Novak. The picture that I'm going to put on screen now is the Khans have taken over Novak, and unfortunately that means probably none of the people at Novak are alive, and if they are, they're probably being captured and used for labor purposes and things. So again, Dinky Dinosaur, Lucy sat up there. So I was right in thinking, so there's a catapult here, didn't notice that before, that this is obviously going to be Novak. We know that, but I don't know where the ball would have come from. And if you look down there, there's a bit of graffiti there that could be something to do with the Khans as well. But obviously, Cooper's attached a grenade to him. He's offed all of these guys. He's stuck a grenade on this guy. Another good look just there. This has to be at Novak somewhere. Cooper looking proud of himself because of what he's just done, blown up that guy. Lucy looking a bit like, did you have to go and do that? Like, you're a bit of a loose cannon here, but why wouldn't you be in this sort of situation? Again, Chicken Fucker's back. Said this the other day. Don't know where he's going. Obviously, he's also the medicine man that gave Thaddeus what is believed to be the FEV. Now, it wouldn't have turned him into a ghoul. It would have more than likely turned him into a super mutant, and I still think we will see those in this series. Providing that they... go away. Providing that Jacobstown is still there and hasn't been taken over by everyone else.
Let's get lucky, shall we?
So again, the other day, I couldn't really make out what this was because it moved a bit too quick. So this is obviously the Atomic Wrangler Casino, and this is on... It's actually a part of Freeside. And obviously, inside the Atomic Wrangler Casino is Fisto. So maybe we'll get a good glimpse at Fisto. But I didn't notice the other day that there's someone here. I don't know what they're doing, whether they're dead or alive or that they're doing something. But they don't seem to move, and there's people still wandering around the streets of Freeside. So maybe New Vegas isn't as destroyed as we first thought it was. This scene here looks like... So a lot of people have said that this is like a little war between East and West, or West and East, depending on how you want to word it. Brotherhood of Steel. But obviously I don't know who Maximus is with here. Could be the character that Kumail Nanjiani was playing. Not 100% sure. But I do want to bring something into this as well. If you look in this poster here, you can see that Maximus is holding the cold fusion from the first series that was used to light up bits of California and bring power to California. So it looks like that he may well have stolen that from there, or there's another new one that someone's created, but it looks like he could be stealing it. And possibly there isn't a civil war. Now, I've always wanted to see a civil war between East and West, with the Brotherhood of Steel, because obviously we know one of them's supposed to be good, one of them's supposed to be kind of bad, whatever. But I'm thinking that maybe they've rigged this airship to blow, whether this is the Pridwin, because I'm pretty sure that there was only supposed to be one usable airship, that was the Pridwin, so maybe they've been able to obviously find the technology with the Brotherhood still being old tech people to bring this back in and have other airships come around. But unless there isn't actually a war and they've rigged this to blow and they've got the cold fusion and they're trying to run away from the Brotherhood, again, we're going to have to wait and find out what happens. So here we've got the people inside, obviously, a bunch of rad roaches that have come from somewhere. And this is all the people that are inside Vault 31. Obviously, we've got the teaser picture of Norm stood at the front with these people from Vault 31. And it looks like he could have opened up all the pods and the cases, and he's mad at them because he knows what's happened within 32 and 33 because of the fact that they go back into cryostasis and then come back out, and that's how the overseers are chosen and how it's all chosen for other bits and pieces. The who lives inside Vault 32, who lives inside Vault 33, because Vault 31 is a bit like the Vault 111, where it's just full of cryopods and people in them, which they are all, from what I remember, and I might be wrong, please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, that everyone inside Vault 31 was a part of Vault-Tec at one time or another. So we've got a nice, beautiful shot here of New Vegas still lit up. So obviously we had that end credit scene at the end of the last episode of the first series, where it looked like New Vegas had been completely destroyed. Obviously, it still looks like it's been destroyed in part because the car and everything's there, but I'm pretty sure the car wasn't there in the game. Well, I need to go back and replay the game and have a quick look, but the Gomorrah is all lit up with some lights missing, not all of them. You've got the tops in the background. So yes, when I was saying about Lucy waking up in that room, possibly being inside the Tops Hotel, I think she is inside the Tops Hotel. She's got the same patterns here that was on the rug. And Cooper's blown something up, so there's some sort of fight happening of some description. This here is either Victor or another Securitron, which then obviously leads into the fact that, again, House would still be alive. So whether this isn't Hank, because Hank didn't have a helmet, it's another Brotherhood of Steel member, so they're obviously going somewhere, whether this is inside the facility that House sends you to with the Platinum chip to get all the Securitrons online. Maybe, but the Securitrons are clearly pissed off, so they're still all up and active. That bit there, this could be reference and throwback to Fallout 3 with the birthday party. Obviously, your character, you have the 10th birthday party, I believe it is, where Butch is just a bit of an asshole. But it looks like they're having some sort of party for someone. I don't know. That looks like it could be a 3 there. So this could be inside Vault 33. Or maybe, well, obviously, the woman from the first series, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. That looks like her there. So, and this looks like a bit like Chet. Whether it is or not, again, we'll have to wait and see. But it looks like someone's having a birthday party of some description inside here. This next bit, Rad Scorpions look absolutely insane. So it looks like we're going to be getting those in this series. And it looks like, in a way as well, like it's eating its young. Now, I don't know if that's a normal thing for scorpions to eat their babies. I'll have to do a bit of research on that. And then when I have researched it, I'll pop it up on the screen. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it looks like it's eating one of its babies. Don't know why. Don't know what for. But it looks good. Again, this bit. So we've got the tops. It's not because that's not the casino, I don't think. I thought this would be somewhere on Freeside, because if you look at this ghoul here and this person here, I believe that this is Pacer, who's obviously part of the Kings. So at some point we're going to end up on Freeside. Or maybe that is the Tops Hotel casino, because there's an advert there for the Atomic Wrangler in the background, which I didn't notice before. But anyway, going back to this, looks like it could be Pacer and he's turned into a ghoul. So at some point or another, if the kings are gone and they are all turned into ghouls, at some point or another they were exposed to high doses of radiation. So if there was a big fight on the strip, there's a good chance that a fat man could have been used, or several fat men could have been used. And they've not necessarily killed the kings, but turned them into ghouls from the prolonged exposure to high amounts of radiation. That would say to me that this Freeside is just a mess anyway. We know it was full of like degenerates, and say degenerates, less fortunate. Obviously, the kings were still there. So yeah, I think this could be Pacer, and he was prolonged exposure to radiation has turned him into a ghoul and the others into a ghoul. And this looks like the skeletons inside the car here. Doesn't look like a normal car seat. Wonder if we can slow that down a little bit. Should we go to quarter speed? There you go. You got a good gun to the face there. And obviously Lucy's shot him in the face. But this also, again, looks like what the kings wear. So yeah, I'm thinking they're gone. They're no longer a part of it. And then obviously we get another prediction that I got right from my predictions video. We're getting death claws. Now, maybe at one point or another, they've actually felt like they can get out of Deathclaw Valley, which is what might explain why Hank was able to just breeze through, because the understanding is that Hank has come from Sloan and that side of things. Series of hit Good Springs and just gone from there. So I'm under the impression it's giving me is that it's gone. The thought left my head. The impression that I'm getting from this is the Deathclaws were actually able to get out of Deathclaw Valley, and or maybe they bred a bit and they've just sort of appeared and spread. And this is how we're now finding one. I believe this is on the strip somewhere. So if Freeside has become a complete mess and part of the battleground, it could be that they've moved into Freeside. And I actually quite like the fact that if you look at the Deathclaw and compare it to the ones from the game, they look very similar. So it looks like they've gone with that design rather than the newer design. But like I said, again, I could be wrong. It could be something else. And they've just gone off with their own design. But it does look like the design from New Vegas and Fallout 3 rather than the newer versions from 4 and 76.
I defer to you about what to do in this situation.
And I like that bit how Lucy's like, okay, what do we do now? And Cooper's like, nah, fuck this, I'm going, see you later. I don't want nothing to do with this. These things are fucking just get out, bolted, gone, see you later, disappeared. And then Lucy's like, oh yeah, we should go. So I'm guessing this is some sort of saloon. You're not entirely sure where, because there's a B and a C there. I wonder if we'll see Nick and Ralph's. Maybe. Anyway, it looks like some sort of saloon, maybe, like just an advertisement sign for it. Was there anything there that might give away where they are? Slow that down. That looks like the steps up to the Lucky 38. So I'm just wondering whether it's not actually Freeside and this is on the strip and the Deathclaws have managed to make their way onto the strip. But again, one of them, we're going to have to wait and see. December 17th, only on Prime, weekly releases, and that concludes the deep dive video for everything that I've picked up this week. I'm not apologetic for the fact that I've managed to go just over half an hour into a 3-minute trailer video. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Just let me know, yeah, what you think. And I'll catch you all in another one. Love you all. Goodbye.